Hey there, all my tweethearts. Brown-Eyed Bird ASMR here, Bird for short. So, this is my 1-year anniversary since I started the channel. I started the channel July 5th, 2019. I've been at it for a year, and I am first off going to say thank you so much to all of you who have been supporting me this whole year, whether you've become a member of my Tweethearts on Patreon or you've just subscribed here on YouTube. Your support has meant the world to me. It's helped me achieve a lot of dreams in a short amount of time, and I'm blown away by that. So what this is going to be today is just a little Ask Me Anything. I've been collecting questions from various places that I'm on, like here on YouTube or on Patreon or Twitter or on Reddit, all the places, just to get some idea of the questions you want to ask me. So I'm just going to go through those, answer some of those questions that people have asked. Some have been repeats, so we're just going to get started. But again, this is just going to be real relaxed, real fun. Nothing like that. So, first question that was asked was, I guess it's kind of normal for everybody, is what made me start doing ASMR? Okay, that is a long story, but I am going to try and condense it down. So, before becoming a YouTuber, I was for 10 years a preschool teacher. I still do work in early childhood education as a floating teacher in various rooms, but I am not teaching anymore for a lot of reasons. One of the things was just got burned out on it. A lot of exhaustion, a lot of heartbreak that I will tell you some other time because it's just too hard a story to get into right now. But I decided last year that I needed a new career path to go down. I got tired of trying to climb this early childhood mountain to be successful, and I said, okay, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm going to try and find something else to do. And I have always liked cartoons and anime and video games. I've really always admired the people who bring those kind of characters to life, the voice actors. And people in my family have suggested more than once that I ought to do that. And I've always thought, well, first I was a little I was a little begrudging about it because when I was a kid doing plays and stuff, I wanted to be an actress. And I got told, well, that's really not it's really not a safe and reliable goal and career to go into. Because you could be on top one day and on the bottom the next. And I, looking back, could kind of see that. But now that I'm older and I have a lot more opportunities open thanks to YouTube, the internet in general, I decided, why don't I go ahead and try taking that path to see what would happen. And I've been at it for a year, and ASMR for me was about telling stories, because I enjoy writing. I think a lot of people have said, who their role models are as ASMR artists. And I've made quite a few friends. The list could take ever, but the first the first one I came across was, everybody say it now, Cardlin Audio. And I enjoyed the stories he was telling and the way he was telling it. And I thought, oh, why don't I share a few stories? And that went over real well. And then I thought, you know what? Who's to say that I couldn't do this too, as a way of helping to build a good portfolio of experience and different voices that I could do. So I just said, I'm going to go for it. And I did, and it's been a year, and I have enjoyed myself immensely. So that's how I got into it. I've enjoyed the community that I've gotten to know, whether they are the traditional making noises with various objects or the role play crowd, that Cardlin Audio, Aussie Ben, Shadowy Whispers, the way they do that. So I've enjoyed getting to know the community. Let's see. The other question is, how do I manage my time between work, YouTube, Patreon, and free time? Free time, what's that? Okay, so that's an excellent question. Work is, as I said, I'm still working in early childhood education, and my hours, at least up until all of these measures and everything went into place, was working in the morning to the afternoon, and then I would come home, help my parents with whatever they needed, do whatever I needed to do, and then on or about 9 o'clock in the evening, I'd start recording. And at the time, the setup I had was in the kitchen, and I made myself a little sound absorber with my little snowball microphone. And I would record scripts that I wrote, that I would come across. I would spend part of it recording, part of it writing. And I do that until about 1, 2 in the morning, and then I'd go to sleep and wake up and do it all over again. Since the measures in place, over the year I've moved out of the kitchen into a bedroom that I can work in, and now I am actually where I am right now. I have been very fortunate to partner up with a couple of guys who own a studio. And in exchange for working their soundboard for when podcasts come in to do stuff, I get to use it too. So I get to come in here whenever I have the time. It's usually in the evenings, and I get to record. Usually those are Monday and Tuesday evenings. I come and do my podcast, and then when everybody goes home, I start recording my stuff. So I have been very, very fortunate in the contacts and the connections that I have made to allow me to have that luxury of having this studio. I consider it an extreme blessing to have that, because things at home are very difficult with so many people home. It's difficult at home to find the opportunity for quiet. So having the time here. As for balancing it all, I make a lot of lists. I have a planner, I have an organizer, I have my various tech that beep at me when I have deadlines to meet. Initially, when I first set out, I said, what can I feasibly do as far as uploads? And I said, realistically, twice a week. It's usually been Monday and Fridays. Sometimes that always doesn't work out because of various responsibilities, but twice a week is about what I decided I could do and have been able to do. So it's a way of just, I write everything down, mark down what I'm recording, what I'm writing. When it's done, I edit it during the week and have it ready to go for whenever my uploads are. So I stick to the schedule as best I can. Nobody's perfect, but I try very hard and I write everything down. And I've invested a lot of time in making sure that I have something available to me when I need that that reminder of this audio is due. We started, what did I do starting ASMR? We started that. What do I do outside of ASMR? Well, as I said, I teach still part-time. I work at the studio to help other podcasts and recordings go on. I spend a lot of time with my family looking after my nephews and my niece. I spend time with my friends on the various Discord servers I'm a part of. Getting to know them, work with them. And I enjoy reading and listening to music, watching television, playing video games. I find time to do things that I enjoy when I have a break. Doesn't always happen. So I try and balance it out. Like if I want to listen to a story, I figure, well, I've got some script writing to do. I'll just listen to this audiobook while I'm writing, because I can separate the two. So outside of ASMR, I have a life, a social life with friends and family and hobbies that I enjoy doing. Again, a lot of these questions are difficult to ask because it's what would I normally be doing? It would be working and then socializing and then running the channel. With enjoyable activities I do, I've recently been getting into Premier League football, that's soccer for us Americans. I've also been getting into Formula One racing and IndyCar racing. I'm very excited about baseball coming back because baseball is my favorite sport. I think that's about what I would say happens outside of ASMR. Let's see. My current aspirations with the channel. Where do I want to go with stories, storylines, multi-parts? Since a lot of what I do is a lot of my writing in addition to other scripts that I come across that I think fit what the channel is, which I feel is a wholesome, romantic, comfortable, friendly place to be. That's what I try and make it, sort of that feeling of being home in the nest. I'm continuing to do that with the multi-parts. There's obviously a few series that I've got going on, such as Win, Love, and War, my fairy series. Eventually getting to another season of The One That Got Away, the Mermaid series. I definitely would like to do more multi-parters if I have the time to write, and I'm hoping I'll be able to start doing that again if I get inspiration. Standalone scripts are fun too. I enjoy sort of the one-hits where people can kind of come in. Multiple parts, yeah, I'm up for just about anything as far as what kind of stories I want to do on the channel. My own work, the work of others, I want to feature them so that they get some attention for their writing. So, if you're a writer and you have some scripts that you want me to take a look at, or hey, if not me, any other performer out there, share what you've got. I speak from experience. When I wrote my first script and sent it on to first Cardland Audio, and then I wrote another series which I sent on to Aussie Ben. And yeah, I've been very fortunate that those scripts have been performed in some shape or form, and I've enjoyed getting to spend time writing with other friends, writing with some of the other creators. So yeah, I absolutely would say, just, give it a try. I'd be willing to, if you want questions, I'll do my best to answer what I think of scripts. I don't claim to be an expert, but yeah, share what you've got. I can perform it. I can kind of give you my thoughts as far as being a beta reader, at least to the best of my abilities. Yeah, I would be happy to take a look, but the most important thing I could say to do is just try to get it out there. Let other people read it. Don't be afraid to show what you've got. You might surprise yourself. I think it's very likely all of us would surprise ourselves because we are all our own worst critic. So, yeah, take a step. Take a chance on yourself. Does my family know I do this? Yes, they do. In fact, the one who originally suggested I get into voice acting was my father. He was the first one to suggest I should be a voice actress. And I kind of thought, oh, well, that's kind of difficult to do when I don't have any place to go or even know where to start. Plus, it's a second career, but it's one that I kind of thought, well, if I have their support, and now the other question I want to make part of that is, does my family know I do this? Yes. Do they listen to what I've done? No. Well, that's not strictly true either. They know I do it. They've never listened to it except for one audio, and the only reason they listened to that one audio is because I had a guest voice on with my dad. If you want to check it out, it was a part of my holiday series where I did a bunch of holiday-centric ones, and the one in question was about Hanukkah. So the male voice on there is my dad. It was also his opportunity. He's been thinking about trying to do a lot more recordings of stuff on a YouTube channel for his scouting career. So it was a good opportunity for him to really get a taste of what it was like. But yes, my family does know I do this. They're totally supportive, but they don't listen to the audios. I guess they find that a little too weird. But yeah, so absolutely, my family does know. They do support me. They just don't listen to it, and that's fine. Will I do a face reveal or a name reveal? Face reveal, no. Not a reveal. Like, I don't want to make a big deal about people seeing my face. One of my goals eventually is to become a voice actor, so I know eventually my face could be seen. I don't want to make a big deal about, hey, this is what I look like, because two reasons. One, I don't think I'm that big a deal. I have a very normal looking face. Normal everything. I don't think it's that big a deal. And two, again, that's why I do the episode pictures the way I do and make them silhouettes, because I want the listeners to make up their idea of what Birdie, what she's like. Will I do a name reveal? Maybe someday. There are a few people out there who know what my real name is. I don't go out of my way to hide it, but I don't necessarily boast about it either. So maybe I'll do a name reveal someday. Not right now. So yeah, as part of my personal life, I try and keep that separate just because it is my personal life. And you all have been incredibly supportive and understanding about not wanting to ask too many questions about who I am outside of YouTube. So yeah, face reveal. I don't know if I would ever make a big deal out of a reveal, but yeah, in general, face reveal, name reveal, not just yet. Maybe someday, I don't know. Certainly not right now. Another question. Am I interested in military history at all? To that is the answer, yes. I am interested in all history. I am a huge history nerd. It was one of my favorite, still remains one of my favorite subjects. Ancient history, European history, American history, history, whatever. I've really lately been getting into United Kingdom history. But yeah, American history, political history, military history. One of my favorite things, if I've got a lot to write and I need background noise, and I know it's going to be a big one, first thing I will usually pop on, because I have seen it so many times I don't need to look, is I will pull out the Ken Burns documentary series on the Civil War. I've seen it so many times, I don't even need to look up anymore. It's just enjoyable background noise, and it really helps me focus. It's like, how some of you who are in school and you find yourself able to, kind of get some stuff done while you have those instructors or professors just kind of talking and talking, or people talking and talking, and you just can kind of tune it out. Same kind of thing. I can usually not focus in on what's being said in the background. It becomes white noise for me. What's ahead for the channel and me in the year to come? I'm going to hold off on that question just yet. I want to kind of use that as the last question. What are my favorite foods? Oh boy. Let's see. My go-to food that I will eat absolutely every single time is popcorn. Popcorn is my absolute favorite snack food. I've been very lucky in my life to have had, not the microwave popcorn. I have my own air popper that I picked up in my college days and would make popcorn, and a big bowl would last me through the night of whatever I was doing, whether it was writing, homework, studying, finishing a test. It's what I jokingly call my brain food. I don't think it helps my brain at all, but it certainly makes it easier for me to do the work, knowing that I can just reach over and grab a couple of pieces of popcorn and just be like, yeah, okay, I'm just going to munch on this while I'm doing whatever. Other favorite foods, I love fish and shellfish. I love seafood. Salmon, probably. Salmon, crab, cod. I've tried tilapia and flounder. Wasn't too fond of catfish. One time I had it. It had too much of a muddy taste for me. But yeah, so my favorite foods, popcorn, seafood, Chinese food. I had a place that I grew up on practically near my home that closed this past November, and I have lived a lot of places in my adult life, and I have never come across any place that had as good Chinese food as that particular place that was near my house. And I haven't been able to find anything since. They'll do one thing right, but the rest will be bad. It's just haven't found a new place yet. Coffee or tea? Both. I like coffee and tea. I drink coffee more than tea, but I am trying to drink more tea again because, starting to get into British history and just reveling in my Anglophileness. That's another question, is I have been a lifelong Anglophile. I absolutely love the United Kingdom, have always loved it, always found it fascinating, their literature, their history, their culture. I really am a big fan of the United Kingdom. What are my favorite kinds of scripts, stories, movies, music? Wow, it's a Favorite kind of scripts. Anything romantic, wholesome, sweet. I do enjoy a little bit of the funny, sort of creepy side, like The Deal that I did some time ago, where I was playing a gal who was making a deal with the listener about how to fix all his problems. That was kind of fun. I really enjoyed doing that. I enjoy the kind of scripts that can be very wholesome and sweet, but allow me to sort of try new things too. Like the first part of my very first Talktober last year was one of them was a cheerful gangster. And I thought, I don't know what to do. And then I remembered that I kind of can do a decent Harley Quinn. So when I got to do the cheerful gangster, I was like, oh, hi there. And just did my best Harley Quinn. And it was the first time going like, yes, I am going to mark that down as a voice I can do. So I can do my Harley Quinn. Oh, gee, Mr. J. Oh, Puddin', come on. Hit me up, Shadowy Whispers. I can do Harley. Favorite kind of stories? Fantasy. Fantasy stories I have always loved. I love Chronicles of Narnia, Lord of the Rings. Sort of cut my teeth on those stories growing up. Love Harry Potter. I also love sort of the sentimental type stuff, like the Secret Garden, which, by the way, little advertising. If you go to sleepfrequency.com and you look up my name, I have the first 7 chapters of The Secret Garden read by myself and posted on there. And eventually I'm eventually hoping to get back to doing the remaining chapters. But The Secret Garden, A Little Princess, are all stories that I love because they're so sentimental and sweet and have that sort of happily ever after. Romances, not like the romance novel section, but more like Pride and Prejudice or Jane Eyre, those kind of romances where you're made to think, and it gets a little bit more. It's not so cut and dry. Some science fiction, but I'm a little picky about it. So, like, getting into my favorite movies, Star Wars. I would say Star Wars is a favorite movie, like the sci-fi stuff, like the Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, like, well, what started to be the Chronicles of Narnia. It kind of teetered off a little bit. I do like the Marvel movies. Not as big a fan of the DC movies. My best friend and I went to a drive-in theater a couple years ago to watch a double feature of Spider-Man Homecoming and Wonder Woman. And we loved Homecoming. We were like, yes, this is it exactly. But whether it's because it was late and we're old, or it just didn't hold our interest, kind of dozed off during Wonder Woman. Personally, I think might have been more the fact that it was very, very late, like it was 2 a.m. at the drive-in. It was late, and we're both old. So we just fell asleep. But yeah, TV shows, can get part of movies with that. TV shows, absolute favorite TV series, and I don't say that about a lot of stuff, but my absolute favorite TV series, at least of recent years, not in syndication, Once Upon a Time. When that first TV spot hit the screen, when it first came out, I was with, again, my best friend, and we were sitting there watching, and it came on, and we're both like, oh, that looks good. And I watched all 7 seasons, loved every minute of it, so I am rewatching it all now on Netflix. Once Upon a Time, absolute favorite. I do watch The Flash. I do like the CW version of The Flash. I watch a lot of stuff in syndication from when I was growing up, like Quantum Leap. I was a big fan of that when reruns aired on the Sci-Fi Channel. I'm still a fan of it, but I haven't watched it in a long time just because life got busy. NCIS is another favorite TV show. Music, just about anything except the hard rap and the really death metal type stuff where like everybody's screaming, like the really hard stuff where it's just like a lot of roaring, growling. You know, that I can't listen to. It's not to say all metal music I can't. I have, because of relationships and socializing, I have been broadening my music tastes a little bit. So I can say metal is getting more into it, but still can't do the hardcore, screaming death metal type stuff. And then the hardcore mean rap stuff where everybody's like, you know, just the harder, colder stuff, I guess you could call it, where it's like, you know, tearing people down. You know, I can listen to Will Smith, I can listen to Eminem just fine. But that would Eminem would probably be about the extent that I could go as far as the harsher stuff. But yeah, just about any other kind of music I can listen to. My favorites, classic rock, 80s rock, pop music. I like Japanese music. Korean music? Kinda, not really. I didn't find myself getting as into it as most other people did. But I do like J-pop. I do like some Korean pop songs. For me, it's not so much a, you know, here's this group, I like this song, you might like these other songs by this group. For me, it's like, oh, I like this song. I'll give you a good example. Justin Timberlake's Can't Stop the Feeling. Like that song. Don't necessarily like all the other songs Justin Timberlake sings. That's not to say I think he's a bad artist. I personally like him better as an actor than singer, but you know, I do like Can't Stop the Feeling, but all the other songs just not aimed at me. So yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it is, you know, those are my favorite types of whatever. Let's see. What do I do to unwind? Sleep. I sleep. I'll watch TV. I'll watch movies. I'll listen to music. I'll play Animal Crossing. Yes, I jumped on the bandwagon. I have a Nintendo Switch Lite and I have Animal Crossing. That's what I will do to unwind. Food lifestyle. Do you mean like, am I a vegetarian, vegan, or something like that? I'm going to assume that's what you mean. I guess I'm not vegan or vegetarian. I will occasionally do the vegetarian stuff and try to eat more vegetables. I would say the lifestyle that probably mirrors most closely to what I do is probably pescatarian. You know, I eat a lot of fish, and a lot of vegetables. But I will on occasion, if it's the right mood for it or something, I will do chicken. I don't do a lot of red meat anymore. You know, I'll eat hamburgers on occasion, but, you know, If it's just something I'm in a hurry and don't have time to cook, yeah, I will. I usually don't go for the red meat stuff. I can't remember the last time I had steak. It's been a while. See, now saying that, I find myself going, wow, I really want a steak now. So yeah, I guess I really don't have a food lifestyle. I try and eat a lot of vegetables, but I don't dismiss anything. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Okay. The last question, I wanted to get back to that. What's ahead for the channel and for me, and by extension you, in the year to come? Well, so much, as we all know, so much is up in the air right now because of the way the world is. But for the channel, I would say I'm hoping to kind of just continue what I've been doing. Try and get, the content up there that you've come to like so much. The romantic stories that are for, the girlfriend experience, the big sister experience, the fantasy stories and things like that. For me, in the year ahead, in order to make the channel successful and to make my second career of voice acting successful, I have reached out to a couple of voice coaching sessions that I'm going to be working with to develop my talents, to help me grow as a performer, and to hopefully start getting some people reaching out that want to include me in their projects, whether that's indie games, cartoons, anime, what have you. I want to start opening that up. I've been taking this year to really practice and show I know my stuff so that people can hear. And now I feel like I'm ready for that next step to say, okay, voice coaches who have been in the business for a while, start putting me through the paces, help me figure out what to do so that I can take the next step and start being, the people that I have been admiring since I was a kid. Kind of something that somebody was curious about on one of the Discord servers. We were talking about the kind of things of people that we admire for our chosen professions, and for me, that's been people like Don Messick, Frank Welker, Rob Paulson, Jim Cummings, Billy West, Richard Horvitz, Townsend Coleman, Barry Gordon, the people who did those voices of the cartoons that I loved as a kid. I admire those people, look up to them, and kind of say, this is what I want to do, this is who I want to be like, is to make some memories for people when they grow up can go back and look, that was my favorite show, I loved so-and-so, and I loved that character, it was my favorite character, and made me love this show, and it was a big part of my childhood and made me happy. I want to give memories to people who excuse me, as Shadowy Whisper says, have a little bit of the bubbly. Oh, that's better. I want to be able to make, be part of people making memories like that. To say that I brought somebody to life that they really enjoy watching and listening to. So I hope I'll be that fortunate someday. Certainly is the goal. So that's for me in the year ahead. It won't affect the channel. At least I hope it won't. It shouldn't. I'm gonna not try to let it affect the channel. I'm not going anywhere yet. The channel is still going to be putting out the content you like. And if you have scripts you want me to do, send them my way. but I also know I need to help the channel and myself grow in order to be really successful in this new career. So, you know, it's you guys who have the biggest say and have been the biggest influence, because I just took a shot saying, oh, let's see what happens. And in less than a year, I have, gotten so many people who enjoy what they hear me doing, and it's been like, all right, well, there might be something to this voice acting thing. Maybe I am doing something good. So, I have you to thank for that, for taking a chance on me and continuing to subscribe and tell people about my little channel, my little tweetheart. And you've been a biggest supporter of all, because you keep coming back to hear what I'm performing. So it's because of you that I have this channel, that I have the new logo and the new banner. I'm so glad all of you like the little tweetheart. That is who that is. My little bird there is my little tweetheart. And my name is Bird. Oh, you know what? Nobody asked me, but I should probably explain that. Jeez. So Bird is actually my nickname that my grandfather gave me when I was a baby. It had to do with the way I was eating my baby food. One day he came past and saw, oh, it looks like a little bird. So the name stuck. And for obvious reasons, yes, my eyes are brown. So, yes, that is how I got the name. That is how I chose the name for my ASMR channel. And with that, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for asking the questions. And, I might do another one of these sometime soon. And now that it is a new month and I want to really push myself, let's just keep going, keep doing what we're doing. So thank you all for your support. I am beyond grateful for you. There are no words that would be able to describe to you how grateful I am. And I am going to try and live up to the faith you have put in me by continuing to do what I enjoy and what you enjoy. So, thank you again. You have been listening to Brown-Eyed Bird ASMR's Ask Me Anything. I think I'll do another one of these sometime. And thank you for listening, tweethearts.